Hello, 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 everybody.
I don't even know if
This
my
is the real. This is
I
the real host right here.
I she's in there. You can see a little bit of belly. Ugh. My wrist got like really itchy right before the stream, and so I put lotion on it, and then I put my hand down to move my mouse, and now there's just like a puddle of lotion on my desk, but it's fine.
What lotion did you grab? I have to fix our
Enough.
subscription. I have to fix my description because for some reason it is missing a word.
I blame you.
I mean, yes, it was my fault. I am the one who did it. I'm just trying to figure out why it's
For
missing a
mysterious
word.
reason, how could this have happened? Who did
It
it?
says, welcome to the second of our weekend relay. Welcome to the second break of our weekend relay. So, for anybody new or those who didn't know, the way that the Storytellers Hearth is set up now is that I think it's 6 hours, which would basically be every two streams, we have a break stream. So this is break number 2. And so how's everybody been doing this Storyteller's Hearth? Like, have you been getting rest or accomplishing your goals? Have you been having a good time? Uh, has life kept you away and you're just now starting your weekend? Let us know how you're doing. And while you're telling us that, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm back. CB Friends, queer fantasy writer and screenwriting. I was gonna say screenwriting major, but I graduated in December with a screenwriting degree. I
You can still say major.
Yeah, but it feels false now. It feels wrong. Not quite. Former screenwriting major and screenwriter.
Screenwriting graduate.
Grad. Oh, me with my fancy degree up on the shelf with the Taylor Swift Jesus candle. You have to go watch Whip Wednesdays to find out. I show it on stream at one point. Anyways, Sam will introduce the streams we do together, but my channel, I'm going back to making content soon. It will be about screenwriting and being a writer and balancing both and choosing which medium and stuff you want to write in and things. And I came up with those ideas for videos last stream. So woohoo! And I appear very often on Sam's channel, but also my channel, and Sam can introduce the streams we do together. But I will be doing solo-esque streams soonish on weekends. I know this is a really specific intro. The links are down below. Actually, what? I don't know if they are. They possibly are down below.
Yes, they should be. Well, no, actually, because you joined last minute. They will be.
You invited me like a whole hour ago. That's so much time.
No, I didn't. Did I? I don't know. You know, I am overcoming the flu.
I am. And you
also
perched.
That really does not stop me at all.
I know. I'm just
quite used to my parrot. Hi, I'm writing Mom Samantha Elnasset. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. Mondays, I host a lot of different kinds of live streams, mainly write-ins. Sometimes Let's Talks. I haven't done one in a while, but I want to do another one soon. Flash fiction free-for-alls. We just did one. We will do one next month. I am so sorry that this keeps bouncing. That is the cat's fault. I can't stabilize it with her here.
Sure.
Because like subconsciously I'm more focused on stabilizing her, so I'm not stabilizing my lap.
Secondary to the cat. I get it. It's as it should be.
Whip Wednesday, CB and I both do together, where it's 3 hours. We focus on working on our whips and talking about that, and sometimes other stuff, depending on what we're doing. And I feel like when we're in the more research part of our whips, we talk about the whips less, but that also makes sense. We will be doing another Baldur's Gate stream. I highly recommend checking out Barbarian Solutions, which is episode 1. I love the fact that episode 1 was renamed Barbarian Solutions.
Oh yeah,
And
it's hilarious.
then we do book talks, which currently we're doing Scum Villain. So
Yeah, my favorite novel, Scum Villain Self-Saving System by MXTX, and it's a gay Chinese wuxia,
Wuxia.
yeah, martial arts novel, magic martial arts. And I don't remember when we're going to do that next one because I think we said the first, but my mother's visiting the first, so we'll have a next one.
Well, we might just have to do 2 next month instead of 3. Just to stay up to date on such things, subscribe to our channels. We try to keep people updated in the community tab.
I've posted to my community tab.
I keep people up to date in my community. I'm trying to poke her to do it more. As far as how like my weekend's going, so during the week, child A got a stomach virus, and then child B got it, and then child C and I got it together. So I'm recovering though. Last night I still kind of wasn't all there, but I'm recovering, and so I'm hoping to get more research done. I have a 45-page PDF on PTSD and trauma that I'm reading through. So, and taking notes. I'm taking notes. I'm color coding things. I feel so academic. It's been so long since I was able to be academic. How is your weekend going?
Really good. I set 4 goals at the beginning, and I just sent my new little graphic to you and Fox. But they were to finish outlining the capital arc of Storm's Heir, which is my gay dragon novel. And then I was planning on getting to the capital, like picking up from where I was writing before I did the outline overhaul. But I realized that I need to overhaul the whole outline, like to make it match the capital arc. So that goal has been replaced with edit outline with new info up to the big fight. And so I'm getting on my way there. And then come up with 3 video ideas for YouTube. I succeeded in that, and then make my vampire book reference list. So if you guys have any vampire novels that you want to recommend, I need to read some so I can write a vampire romance. Vampire reincarnation, body swap. Is it? I don't want to imply that
vampire romance.
Vampire romance, but there's also some shenanigans in there, so that's what I'm working on. I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I've succeeded in 2 out of 4 goals. And I've replaced 1 goal, but I think I'm doing good.
Can you click on the people's to?
Okay, people are saying hi.
Adding your link.
Lisa's doing really good in terms of productivity. Kind of anxious today, so not getting as much done or feeling very productive. That is fair.
That's okay. That happens.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to more streams than just the ones I'm on. So far, I've only managed to go to 1, and I'm on all the rest of the streams for today. So, no, actually, I went to 2 streams I wasn't on because I went to both yours and most of stream 2 yesterday. So
nice. Some deep mystery, not as much well as I hoped, but better than it could be. That's fair. More people saying hi.
Any progress is better than no progress.
Essie has been getting things done, but not as much progress as I hope to made on Project Portrait.
It happens. You still got like half the weekend.
I've gotten a lot of words, and I'm happy about getting back into the project. I'm just confused how I'm still in the same chapter I started the day in. Really long chapter? Weren't you adding in, like, you were doing some editing though, right? Love for our phrase Barbarian Solutions. Surpassing goal, amazing. Is actually way beyond their goal. And then we have a vampire rack. Laura.
Hold on.
Okay.
I will say.
You
I will
now?
say. Yeah, I'm clicking now. I will say for the light reading for the trauma, I'm getting more bored at this point because it's academic reading.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've got to be very clear and whatnot. But I am so tired of reading at the beginning of every section. These are symptoms commonly found with like people who experience traumatic things, and I'm like, yes, you don't say. Like, I'm 9 pages in, and I have read that far too many times.
Oh, it's 45
Yes.
pages, and you're only Ooh.
I did my main goal of finishing book 1 edits, and so I decided to change fonts around to give a character telepathic dialogue. So, are you using one font for everything and then a different font for the telepathy? Am I
That's what I think.
understanding that? Looking over fonts, yeah, because I think that's a which, as long as the fonts aren't too different, I can support that. But if the fonts are like jarringly different, as a dyslexic, that concerns me greatly. I can't publish using any font. Yeah, this is true. If you want an ongoing strange Dracula retelling manga, Midnight
Laura, it's
Children.
just like I have answers to your one for Lex.
She do. Vampire Wreck,
No, I'll go back later and write these all down.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really done vampire media before, and so it was odd that I came up with a vampire idea.
I'm excited.
So I'm enjoying. Well,
vampires are one of those monsters that are in the cultural zeitgeist. Yes. So even if you've never directly interacted with the media, you still like everybody like knows of vampires.
Yeah, and I've like seen old movies with vampires in them, and like I watched a lot of Supernatural. I'm not doing Supernatural vampires because I want to do like dramatic, fun vampires, not like pathetic little mosquitoes. The vampires in Supernatural are not very cool, sadly.
Sadly, no. I'm trying. There are like articles about fonts that are dyslexic friendly and dyslexic unfriendly. I highly recommend looking at them. I actually sent a couple to CB because not in the vampire whip, but in a different whip.
The vampire whip.
Oh, it is the vampire
whip? Yeah, my POV character gets
plopped into the body. Sorry, things are falling into place. You sent me those questions when I had brain fog, so like I didn't fully connect, but now my brain is all like, yeah, remember this, this, and this, and it's all falling into place. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the new body has dyslexia, and so he goes from not having dyslexia to having dyslexia. And it's kind of like, hey, what
I started sending her a bunch of articles about it.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I look forward to further researching it when that is my main whip.
Yeah, I don't know how much help they'll be, but I do currently have videos. I think it's a series of, it's either one video or two, and it's called the Dys Disorders, because when I was looking up dyslexia, I discovered there's dyslexia, dyscalculia, and then a couple others. And it's basically all different disorders for how the brain is just not neurotypical. Like, I know that's such a vague.
That is so vague. It's really just like, about
okay. So, all right. Well, you know, for example, dyslexia is actually a communication disorder. The way that you process information and communicate said information is almost backwards from the way that everybody else does it. Okay. Which is why dyslexics are kind of like known for writing their letters or their numbers backwards, and definitely like backwards syntax makes a lot more sense like to a lot of dyslexics. But then like dyscalculia is that, but specifically only with numbers.
Okay.
And then there's one or two that's like completely unrelated, but they still have like very similar name and symptoms. So
That's
I
cool.
made the videos years ago, so I don't entirely
Oh, these are
remember,
your
but they could be.
videos.
Yeah, I made them.
Okay. I thought you were watching
Yeah.
videos on this.
No,
Well, you can treat
yeah,
me
Crystal said I
videos.
totally watched that video. That's how I realized dyscalculia is a thing that I struggle bus with hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of people who have dyscalculia also have dyslexia, but it's not the other way around.
Okay.
And in fact, a lot of people who have dyslexia are actually very good at math
Mm.
because like the way we process math is slightly more efficient. So we're actually a lot we can be a lot faster at math than neurotypical people, unless you also have dyscalculia.
Then you're fucked.
Yes, dysgraphia is one of the ones.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll check them out. Yeah. Luckily did not get hit with the demigod combo of ADHD and dyslexia. Just got the ADHD.
They're like cousins.
Yes. I heard Chris chuckle in the background. And I was like, haha, he thinks I'm so funny, but that was not
He
me.
can't hear you.
But I'll take it. Or I'm just imagining things, and that's okay too. I am surprisingly wiped out after yesterday and today, but I want to keep being productive. But I definitely last stream I had it playing, but I was definitely reading and chilling and stuff like that rather than being like super productive mode. Even though I did reach out to a former boss and was like, hey, or like from a gig and was like, hey, you should hire me again, please. So that was really brave of me. And he was like, yeah, actually, I don't like texting. And I was like, ah! But he was like, yes, we'll hire you again if you're good enough. And I was like, thanks, please. You were super pixelated on my end, but I don't know if that's a me thing or a you thing. I'm hoping it's a you thing.
Oh, it's a me thing.
Okay, cool.
Restream's even telling me your connection was lost. I was reconnecting. I heard like every other or every third word, so I still got what you said.
You were there for this. No, you weren't. Fox was there.
Yeah. Hold on, I had something. Give me a moment. I'm coming. Hold on. No, basically, I went from the stomach flu to a migraine. So that's what's going on with me right now.
Oh, that's so fun.
But yeah, no, what I was going to say about, because you said you are surprisingly tired.
Yes.
Or like worn out already. And I think, which a lot of people might also experience this, but it's like when you go from, it's kind of like preparing for a marathon. So it's like, maybe you walk or even jog like once a week or something. And then now you have to, or now you're going to try to do it for like 2 miles, right? And it's just, it's not the same, which is also part of why like we build these breaks in to like kind of try to encourage people to like slow down for a bit.
For me, I don't think it's the writing as much as the extroverting. I am an extrovert. I love extroverting. I love streaming. I love performing. But it's definitely like it takes like 110% energy versus writing. Like just doing the writing would be like 100. Not actually. That's a horrible.
Yeah, for you, I was referring to the streaming.
Yeah. But I did a like 4.5 hour stream by myself earlier this week. And Rowan showed up too, but I did it. Did Rowan show up? I don't remember anymore. But I was like wiped at the end of it. And I was like, that's so weird. But then it does make sense. And then after yesterday and then today, I'm just like, oh yeah. Ooh. Also, my desk is very comfortable, but I definitely feel like I was doing some stretches earlier, being like, oh, my body. But it's fine.
Yeah, that's also why when like people ask if there's a limit to streams, like there's not a limit to streams that you can sign up for. We just ask that you understand your own personal
Yeah.
limitations so that you don't overdo yourself. I and I am slightly inhuman in my ability to be on stream forever.
hmm Sam's like, actually, I'm just better than you, CB. It's funnier because I can't really see you.
Um, oh my God, my connection plummeted. This
This is
bodes
actually
not
just
well.
me taking over the stream. I'm leeching away Sam's connection. I actually don't know what discount. Wait, we just talked about that? Yeah, we did.
That's the number. Yes, that's the numbers one. And
Well, it's the graphic
yeah,
one.
that's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize there are different severities for all of it. So I get a lot of times like that's the reason it took me so long to learn that I was dyslexic because I don't present with the most commonly basically like the really big red flags I don't have. I don't write my letters backwards. I don't write my numbers backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like a lot of other things that like once you start looking into all the other symptoms of dyslexia, it's like
Yeah.
I could be a poster child.
You're like, haha.
Like it's me. Which is the same with my migraines because I don't have migraine with aura, so I'm like I just can't do anything normal.
Oh yeah, I don't have migraines with aura either. And the neurologist was like, "Do you see?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, but I just see normal. There's no special whatever that was."
Less than half of migraineurs have auras. Less than half. Also, I hate the term migraineurs, but that's the term that's on all the
It's
things.
quite bad.
You either get migraineurs or migraine sufferers, and really it depends on the day.
Hmm.
You said you do.
Did we?
Laura,
I think
I don't.
you did. Haha.
I probably did. Hey, Evo, what's up?
I put the milk in my tea before I put in the hot water, and it makes the tea much lighter because the water like immediately cools down more because the milk was cold. And it's not nearly as strong as I like it, and I'm slightly sad about that. In case anyone was wondering.
I'm just reading our things.
I switched to Earl Grey tea recently because I didn't realize it was black tea. Because I really like black tea, but I like it. I'm enjoying it.
All right, so to be fair, I don't feel the pain for my migraines most of the time either. And there's like different stages of migraines. The pain stage is actually only one part of it. So
I do.
But
yes, I have a lot of other fun stuff too. It's cool. My LA is supposed to be one of the best places for migraines, and Sam was right about that. And my migraines have been really good since moving out here. Comparative to
Tennessee is one of the worst places. So
fun.
I can't leave though. This is where I have put my roots, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Although I would like to ask the people. So many of us deal with sorry, my puppy is trying to sit as close to me as possible, which means she's attempting to sit on my thing, and she just came in from outside, so she's trying to clean. Stop it. I don't want to vibrate. Go over there. Many of us deal with non-neurotypical or like chronic health issues and everything. How many people write these things into their characters? Because I know I am very guilty of just not wanting to. I just don't want to, like I feel like I should clarify that a little bit. It's like, I just don't want to have to think about that sometimes when I'm writing. So, like, my characters, a lot of the times, are seemingly neurotypical or just very healthy. Unless I like make a conscious decision for them not to be. But then I've also like I've read interviews and stuff with authors who are like the opposite, who because that is like their default, they want to write characters who also see that and stuff so that they have representation. And I know that like when I see like, oh, what was it? I was reading something recently and I felt so seen because one of the characters had a migraine. And oh, it was the Hot and Badgered. She had a
Oh,
migraine and her love interest brought her some over-the-counter pain meds and a bottle of Coke, and that helped. And like I was like, I feel so fucking seen. So
yeah.
like so like I like seeing it. I just don't necessarily, it's not my default to do.
Not in like the terms of our world, but I'll include like not migraines. Well, no. But more like characters probably have ADHD that I like unintentionally wrote in. I know I've written in characters with depression, on purpose and not. Me being younger,
Oh
being like,
wait.
this is how normal brains work. Me being older, like, oh honey, no.
I will say I write a lot of traumatized characters though,
Yeah,
and I guess I have I don't like the way that felt so calling, like she called me out hardcore. But they don't share my trauma. I have CPTSD, so I know how to write it.
yeah.
So there's
I
that.
no, I have characters with
Yeah, that's why I don't like the term because like migrainers, like we're actively doing the migraining.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I add in, I mean, stuff I don't have and stuff like that as well. Just, because people. But
I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick.
okay.
So
I don't know how to answer this question.
you're fine. Then you don't have to answer it. It's okay.
No, I think it's
Wait.
okay.
Okay. So some places there are like multiple factors for why they are or aren't better. The weather is a large factor because a lot of, if not all, people, migraineurs are sensitive to the weather. Also, the accessibility to migraine centers or neurologists and whatnot. So, like, if you look up the best and worst places to live with migraines, you'll get articles that will have like the resources and all of the backing and why these places are worse than others and better. So, but yeah, the weather, huge factor. I just have a messed up neck that can lead to very impressive headaches, but I don't think that would be classified as migraine.
I also have a messed up neck, but I have the upstairs brain chemicals are also fucked up for the migraines. So it's a whole fun little combo. But like today, I think I'm getting a headache caused by like poor posture in my neck. So after this stream, I'm gonna go do some exercises that I got from a chiropractor that help like, because your neck's supposed to be curved and mine's straight. So help like release the tension in the muscles and stuff there. So that helps not trigger the chemical migraine. That's not the right term for it, but that's what I'm using.
I think that's fine enough. It's your biological chemicals. I write characters with chronic pain. Nice. I have a non-neurotypical character or two I didn't really notice until a beta reader. See, I also wonder if, like Stevie said, and like you say, maybe I do write more a neurotypical and I just don't notice them, but we'll see. This could also be a really big thing because the way that for better or for worse, the way I was raised is that everybody's brain functions differently. And so you just have to figure out how someone's brain functions to communicate and to help them. And like this sounds really great and everything, right? Very accepting. Except when I'm like in my early 20s and I call my grandmother and I'm like, hey, I think I'm dyslexic. And she's like, probably. Your mother is, your grandfather is, your uncle is. And I'm like, why did we never address this before? And she's like, you
Mm,
coped well enough. And I'm like, do you know how dumb I would not have felt through school if I had known?
yeah.
So,
Coping
like,
and thriving.
I think there's a balance. I think there's a balance to figuring it out. That's a sign of my religion. Sometimes I wonder if all my characters would actually read as ADHD because I have it and don't know how a non-ADHD even works.
I don't think all,
Migrainer,
but I
like
think that
minor versus minor, migraineur versus migrainer. Hey, I've definitely written characters with anxiety on purpose or not.
mm-hmm. I think part of
What
it
were you
is
saying?
also like I've read a lot of stuff where people don't have ADHD and like the writer didn't have ADHD, so I know written how what a written form of someone's brain without ADHD reads like. So when I'm writing a character, I build off of what I've read of how brains work, like interpreting other people's of, characterizations and interpret that into telling my own story. So I think it's a combo of what I myself have been thinking and feeling, but also what I've absorbed from other pieces of media. So
That brings to mind a conversation that I always enjoy sharing because so some people such as myself have something called aphantasia
yes.
where we don't actually get visual imagery in our head. And I for one always thought that it's like, oh yeah, just picture it in your mind. I always thought that was just a turn of phrase. Because like I can conceptualize something, but I can't literally picture it. So I just thought it was a turn of phrase until I discovered aphantasia. And then I was like, you mean people can actually visualize an apple in their brain? Like they
Mm-hmm.
see it. And
Yeah.
then like I was talking to my parents about this, and my father was so flabbergasted that I can't. And
Yeah.
he was like, how do you read books? And I was like, with mine eyes and my brain. I don't need to visualize it to know what an apple is, my father.
When you're reading, are
So,
you seeing it?
no, I'm just understanding it.
Oh, okay, because I'm seeing it. Like
Yeah.
when I like actually get reading, it's I'm not looking at words or anything. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing, what it's telling me about.
This is why, like, official artwork and everything is so important to me and why I get so upset when covers don't match the written descriptions
Mm.
is because like that's the only image I'm going to have of the character. I'm not going to have any other actual visualization.
Yeah, no, I'll have my own visualization, and when it based on what is written on the page, and then when I look at official art and it doesn't match what's written on the page, I already have a perfectly great image up here, so why is yours so shitty? It's not that hard.
Yeah,
There's a
but
description right there.
I found that in my opinion this also makes me a little happier because I know a lot of people who like okay, so say you get the description of a character who has long black hair and like deep brown eyes and a like firm set jaw, right?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a vague description. And there
Yeah.
are a lot of different ways that that could be visualized.
And
But
you
you
get that
will visualize it one way, right? And then you get the official artwork that matches that description, but it might not match what you have in your head.
I think mine moves and
I would say.
adapts, and like steals from actors'
Ah,
faces and stuff like that as the story goes on. Like it's definitely an amalgamation and it's very fluid.
yeah.
Not for
I've had
people's faces more than their like settings or armor or anything like that.
yeah. I will say that that is good because like usually my friends who visualize things in their heads, they it's not that flexible.
Oh.
And so they get very upset and angry when they see the art, and I'm like, but it matches the description. And then they're like, I know, but it just isn't what I saw in my head. And I'm like, you can't get mad at the author for that.
I'm happy seeing art that matches the description that's different from what I see in my head, because I think that's really fucking cool. That's like, oh shit, that's
such a good way to see it.
Like, I wish I could show. I'm not good at art drawing, but I was like, I wish I could be like, this is what I saw. But I think it's really cool when it's like you get a description of something and then like two different artists can make, and they both fit the description. I think that's amazing. Even if what I'm like something completely different.
Just like writing prompts.
Yep.
I had a conversation with a family member where I wanted to talk to a doctor about getting an ADHD diagnosis, and the family member was like, yeah, it's not a question, dear. Sorry. Like, it's like, you guys know there are resources that would have been nice for me to have, right?
I knew I had ADHD since I was a kid, but everyone thought, I've told the story before, everyone thought I just wanted to be like Percy Jackson, and they were correct. But also I did have ADHD.
You're like, they weren't wrong, but neither was I.
I was like, no, I don't have dyslexia. I'm good on that front. It's definitely those battlefield reflexes.
Then there's the scoliosis part, which didn't present normally in me at all. I had no pain until I got surgery for it, but most people with scoliosis do when it reaches a certain degree of curve.
My mom has scoliosis, or had it when she was young. I'm not sure how it works, but she had to wear one of like the plastic braces. This is in like the 80s, so it's like a corset brace, but it's plastic. And so growing up, she would have us like bend over and she would check our spines and stuff to kind of make sure we didn't have it too. And so that was like a regular thing growing up for me. Luckily, none of my siblings or I got scoliosis. But she definitely is like posture. And not just for like the normal mom posture part. It's for like, hey, don't fuck up your back.
Yeah.
I already fucked up my back, but not from sitting improperly.
From other sources.
From falling off a cliff. I wasn't gonna say it, but
it's really fascinating how like different issues can create like new generational norms in families, and I love seeing that in characters too.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's those little like quirks and stuff. Like if you were writing characters like that, to like have a main character who is like, and our mom's doing the weekly spinal check. Not because we actually need it, but
yeah.
It's just
I totally unlocked that memory when you said scoliosis. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happened a lot in my childhood.
Two things can be true. What do you mean nuance? There's no such thing as nuance.
And it wasn't that I was like convinced only one of my parents was my parent. I was like, no, one of those motherfuckers is a god, and I don't know which one.
Oh.
I was convinced.
Oh, you prefer CJ?
Yeah. I was like, I know it's one of you. I think it's my dad, because he keeps pulling out insane dad lore. And I trust my mom to.
You know what? Fair though, I would think the same thing.
Yeah.
Of my parents. Well, okay. Technically, my situation's a little different, because if I turned out to be a demigod, I'd just be like, oh, my biological dad had some secrets. But if it turned out that one of my... Yeah.
Your mom bagged 2 gods.
Yes.
I like the delay on everything.
That's good. It is what it is. I stand firm that my father is some sort of ancient primordial wolf god.
Okay.
I've upgraded him from werewolf. Stevie, no, you don't understand. We go and look, this may actually be part of the reason that like I really love supernatural romances, and when people are like, oh well, this one thing's kind of weird, I like 90% of the time I'll just be like, my dad does that. And like my dad's madly in love with my mother, so like why would you think it's weird for a romantic partner to do that?
Okay.
But like if we go anywhere in public, right, and we lose my mother because my mother wanders off, my father will find her. My father, like, no hesitation, no wrong turns. He will find her, and he says it's because he can smell her.
Does she wear heavy perfume?
No, my mother doesn't wear perfume. She wears deodorant. My mother does not have a particularly strong smell.
Your dad
She's just
like that.
My dad is just a werewolf who can track my mother by scent, no matter where she is. That's why, like, when I read, like, shifter things and stuff, and it's like, I can smell her, and, like, I'll find her there, and I'm like, yeah, this is normal.
That's what I need to put on, like, my Hinge profile. Can track me down when I get lost, but not in a creepy way.
Like, I'm just saying, also, my father has a sixth sense about whenever anyone in the family gets pregnant. Which, again, he says it's because our smell changes. I'm telling you.
This is what I'm also getting, again, psych reference of, like, Gus's super sniffer, who can just, like, smell things for plot.
Also, like, growing up, so I lived in a house with, it was essentially, hold on, I have to count the women. My grandmother, me, my mom, 5 women and 2 men, right? And my grandfather was a truck driver. So most of the time it was just 5 women and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be times when he would just come home with bags of chocolate. And sure enough, at least one of us would have started. And like, he just knows these things.
To be fair, it's a pretty good bet with that many people with periods. It's like, probably
just every day. Just the bag home every day. I have to answer my husband.
Okay.
He's at the grocery store.
I'm so jealous of you having a cat perched on your boobs. My cat.
She's on my belly.
She's on your belly.
For the most
she was crawling forward earlier.
Yeah, she was.
In there.
But, well, look, I can't help it. She's obsessed with me.
She is.
I don't want her to be. It's very hot right now.
I would love for an animal to be obsessed with me.
She stares at Storm.
She's so cute.
She is obsessed in her own way. She has a detached obsession.
We got hand licks when I touched her belly. We got a. And that's it. My hands smell damp.
Well, you're just having all sorts of hand problems today.
I'm glad chat is sitting here and just absorbing this. Like, chat, like, inactivity. We still have, like, 17 viewers. Just, like,
honestly,
we'll listen to these 2 idiots ramble for an hour.
It's okay. Many of the people in chat have heard the werewolf dad stories. I talk about my father more than he wants me to. I'm sure. Look, at some point, he told me and all of my sisters that if we run into anybody with a tattoo, like one of the ones on his arms, to not admit our association to him.
Okay. I hope that's just him fucking with you. And he's not part of either a cult, a gang, or a werewolf gang.
Who knows?
True. Pack, not a gang.
He's also made my mother. He's made my mother promise to never deal in tarot because he's had bad experiences, and he's like,
I found out my mom was tarot, which I was blindsided by. He doesn't
mind that I do it, and he actually, like, it was a core memory that I unlocked at some point where I remember my dad specifically teaching me how to take care of a tarot deck if I ever got interested in tarot. So obviously he's like very familiar with it. So I'm like, yeah, like one of the tips he gave me was to have a tarot cloth It doesn't have to be like you don't have to go out and look up tarot cloth, but like for the cloth that your tarot is wrapped in, for you to like wear it for a month before you wrap your tarot in it, so that
Interesting.
it's essentially like a pet. The tarot becomes like familiar with you. Yes. I think we're used to your conversation quirks. The dad and where, oh, well, see, Shannon knows now.
You're like, yes, I have a new one.
More people.
Oh, I'm looking forward to laying down and reading some Merlin fan fiction for the next sprint or next stream.
You're gonna take a break or just research?
I'm gonna take a break because if I don't take a break, I'm only gonna be able to do like one more, and then I'm gonna be dead. So I'm hoping if I like change into, I'm already wearing comfy clothes, but if I did change out of presentable comfy clothes, so if I change back into unpresentable comfy clothes and like crawl into bed with my laptop, I think I'll be able to do some more work. But for some reason, my knees hurt from sitting. I guess I have been sitting like crisscross instead of like properly at my desk. So
I'm currently sitting crisscross on my bed, but I'm also supporting my laptop, so
I have no reason to be sitting crisscross other than the inability to sit normally in a chair, because this is normal sitting, but I haven't been sitting like this the whole
that's
time.
just bisexual things. That's fine.
Yeah. I know it's a thing, but I was like not gonna say it, and then you're like, oh, gay.
Look, you know, there are so many things that I do that I just thought, I was like, oh, this is just, you know, things, and then I'll see a bisexual thing, and I'm like, but I do that. So, hey, welcome.
Maybe I'll take a nap. No, I won't take a nap. That'll just spell the end of the
early. Day. Yeah. Well, I am probably, because I'm still recovering and I had to journey out of my house today.
Into the wastes.
Yes. And you know, I was able to renew all of the books except for one.
Wow.
Somebody had a hold on the end.
How dare.
Yes, how dare they? So I will probably go back and forth between taking a break and working.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting here trying to like find my notebook down where I normally keep my notebooks. I'm like, where's my notebook? So I can do my research. It's right here. It's on the top. Because
how are you gonna write on the notebook? There's a bit of a cat in your lap.
I'll move her. I am not you or Michael. If I want her moved, I will just move her.
That's fair. I try and like slowly slip out of the way and then end up waking up the cat anyways.
I came for the writing talk, but I stayed for the commiseration.
I might like put the heating pad on my knees. I need to work out more to build up things that make my body not hate me. But it's a process. It's fine. Who's streaming next?
Laura's, I believe. Hey. I believe it's Laura and then me. I'm double checking the schedule.
Fun.
So yes, next is Laura's stream, which I will be on, and then my stream, which I will also be on. And then it's done for the night until 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I looked on, I was like, maybe I'll just get up really early. And then the first stream was at like 2 a.m. my time. And I was like, no. Yeah. So I was proud of myself that I caught the earlier break stream as I got ready for the day for my stream. And I was like, okay, that was
a decent time for you to be alive.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to go ahead and outro yourself?
Hi, I'm still CB Ferrenz, queer fantasy writer and screenwriter. No, novel writer and screenwriter. Novel and screenwriter. That works. Workshopping that. I appear regularly on my channel and Sam's channel. This is my familiar Storm. She doesn't love me anymore because I've moved to Los Angeles. I'm joking. She does love me. She just won't let you guys see it.
She loves Los Angeles more than the other one.
Yeah. I regularly stream on, I already said that, Whip Wednesday next week is on Sam's channel, and the next Scum Villain Self-Saving System book talk will be on my channel. Scheduled, we'll post in our community tabs on both of our channels. And then I will start posting content soon. If there's any particular content you want about screenwriting, if you have any screenwriting questions, feel free to reach out, ask me. I'll make a video on it because I need ideas for content. So I'm just harvesting your minds. Like, well, and that's Sam. Yeah, Sam.
Hi, and I am writing Mom Smith at El Massive. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. This is my patron saint of the stream, Artemis.
That's cat-shaped. Pixels.
Well, I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. I host Whip Wednesday with CB, as she said. On Mondays, I stream write-ins, Let's Talks, and Foster's and Free-for-Alls. They're a bunch of good fun. And yeah, I also co-host, or co-organize this event, which now I have a cat all up in my way.
Hey.
The playlist is linked down below. You can just click that, follow along. It'll show you all the streams for this weekend. I hope everybody's having a good time. Thanks for joining us for the break, and we'll see you next time. Bye.